world right now. YouTube, Third Phase of Moon. The number to call in is 347-934-0378. You're looking at video that was sent to us at Third Phase, and we wanted to share Bruce York, his footage, incredible, shot in Oxford, Maine. And it's about, it was shot 2/18/2014, and it's about 5 p.m. approximately, and, something big is coming out of the sky. Was this something that was a life changer, a global event that maybe possibly was diverted by alien, intervention? This thing pretty much stops as it looks like, an asteroid hurtling towards Earth, and then all of a sudden it just basically stands still. Can you tell me what this is, people? The video I sent, it's on the chat right now. We're live on the radio. I want people's opinions of, Bruce York's incredible footage, and I'm hoping that he could join us on the radio tonight. I invited him to speak with us at Third Phase of Moon Live, but people are calling in from around the world. There's a lot on the table tonight. The missing Malaysian flight 370 is still the enigma of the world. What is going on with the Malaysian flight? Inside Edition covered Third Phase of Moon just this Friday and said, look, these guys are following the biggest theories about this alien possible involvement. We're going to stick to that kind of subject matter all the time until the mystery is solved. And by the way, if you like the music you're listening to, you could check it out on iTunes. iTunes, we did the Third Phase of Moon album. It's up. There's going to be a link down below in the commercial. But, the switchboard's filling up, and we need to get to callers basically right now. So, shoot, let's get going. And welcome to Third Phase of Moon. Dr. J, I know you just checked this footage out that we just got permission to go with. What do you think this is?
I don't know. This is extremely bizarre. At first, as I was watching it, and I see this dark object or whatever was causing some sort of fire to create a smoke trail like that, I figured it could be anything from an asteroid, a small one, or meteorite, or maybe it was a part of the space station coming in, or maybe the secret space program that is going on. Maybe they had a tragedy. But then as the video continued to progress, Blake, I realized that it's not moving, and that's where it really struck me as odd. I don't know what to say. It makes no sense at all.
This is big footage that's making the rounds, and we're happy to share it on Third Phase of Moon. And I know people will have comments when we put this up on YouTube. I'm going to be getting hopefully some more comments of what people think and what's going on in this video. We're getting pictures from around the world, and I know we have Elizabeth, I think, joining us, who just submitted some photos recently via my Gmail, and we shared it on our YouTube channel. Elizabeth, you with us?
Yep.
Elizabeth, tell me about these photos that you just submitted the past couple days. I know you just shot some more last night, and we're going to be sharing them on this radio show.
Well, they're the same ones I've been trying to catch for the last 5-6 months now. They're getting closer almost on a daily basis. I finally caught them. I mean, I'm not good at taking pictures, and my videos are not very good. People give me recommendations, but when you're walking down the street and all of a sudden they come at you, you don't have time to brace yourself or get a tripod out or, everyone's suggestions. But just trying to do my best and trying to catch them.
Elizabeth, you're doing a good job, on location capturing these things. They have this shaped structure to these in these images that you're capturing. And, again, we want people to chime in on what they think these photographs are. What are these? And you were saying that they weren't making any noise in your email, and definitely it seems like a structured craft in midair. Let's get to some other callers calling in right now live to Third Phase of Moon. I think we got area code 361 joining us. Welcome to Third Phase. You're live. 361, you're live, Third Phase of Moon.
Hey, Blake, what's up, man? This is
Sorry, man, I missed you. Who is it? Go ahead.
This is Sean from Illustrated. How you doing?
Hey, Sean, doing good, man. Welcome to the show. We have Illustrated joining us all the way from L.A., and he's an award-winning music artist. And I know you're kind of working on a Third Phase of Moon track, and you just wanted to shout out to Third Phase of Moon, right? You're a UFO believer, and you're kind of inspired in your music through this, the UFO phenomenon.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of picked up an interest with UFOs a couple years ago. I kind of had like a weird, just an experience that kind of made me open my mind up to a lot of different things. And, as a kid, I was always really interested in UFOs. My mom was always watching the History Channel and UFO stuff, and that's what kind of like set the bar for it and started to get me going on it. But, with my music, it's just I feel like it's more or less one of those things where I have a really open mind about a lot of things, and if anything, I just would want to inspire people to have the same thing. Is we don't believe everything, but also keep your mind open to everything. Type of.
Illustrated, you're exactly right. Keeping an open mind. I think that's what it's all about. We're looking forward to the Third Phase of Moon track you're going to produce. But let's listen to your exclusive tidal wave that you're sharing right now on Third Phase of Moon.
Somebody sing me to sleep. I want to know why I'm having these dreams. See me back to the earlier days when I was young and I felt brazen. I could stand up, don't take anything. I could take a hit from a tidal wave. Now I look at the life we're leading. You gave up, it lost all meaning. I remember the day that you ran away. I remember it hit like a tidal wave. You gave up, it lost all meaning. You gave up on the life we're leading. You gave up, it lost all meaning. Beating. I remember it hit like a tidal wave. I remember it hit like a tidal wave.
Let me ask you, did you ever have a UFO encounter yourself as we listen to your, incredible song, Tidal Wave?
I know that you guys had a big part in Robert Bingham's success, and I actually went out to one of his summonings, and it happened to be, unfortunately, a cloudy day, and we didn't see anything. But I want to go check out another one of his, I haven't completely written him off. I want to experience that for myself. I've been trying to get my manager to come along with me too. He's not the biggest believer about it, but I'm trying to convince him.
Yeah, Illustrated. I know, the Robert Bingham, the story and the continuing enigma behind his abilities to summon UFOs is, something to keep watching, definitely. And I think Robert's going to be holding public events for the public for the time for the future to come up. Let me ask you about the Third Phase of Moon track. Any things that you're going to be inspired by? Any lyrics that you're thinking of?
I think with Third Phase of Moon in the track, some of the ideas I was wanting to do with it is try to do like a really spacey kind of. My sound is really revolved around a lot of delays and epic sounds and stuff. And if there's anything I want to do with the song is to kind of try to bring that theme. And I actually have some ideas that I want to talk to you offline about that song that I think that you'd be interested in. I want to do a song that's inspirational and that gets people excited and, encourages them to open their mind and to the possibilities of what goes on in this universe.
While Illustrated, can you tell our listeners right now and viewers on Third Phase Moon how they could find you and, keep up to date on what you're up to next?
If you guys like that song, just go to illustratedmusic.net. And I've got a lot of new songs coming out, a brand new EP coming out in a couple weeks. That song we just heard on the radio is called Tidal Wave. You can get that for free download at soundcloud.com/illustratedmusic. And, just please check me out. And if you're into electronic music, then I think that you might be interested in a lot of the tracks I have coming out.
Hey, Illustrated, thanks for sharing this song with us right here at Third Phase of the Moon. Stick around. We're going to get to some other callers right now, but we might want to chime in on some of your opinions or if you have any questions for the callers. Let's go to another area code, 818 right now, calling in 339. Welcome to Third Phase of the Moon. You're live.
Hello, Blake. This is Dave calling.
Hey, Dave,
I saw that Oxford. Pretty good. I saw the Oxford clip a couple weeks ago, and I posted it on Facebook, and some of the responses I got were pretty interesting. One person responded that they thought it looked like a contrail from a plane that had just turned away from the camera, like it was, at that end point, maybe it was heading away from the camera. And it would have to be a plane that continues to head directly away from camera in order for there not to be any continuing trail. So that didn't seem very likely to me. But what I do know about meteors is that there are two different types. One is the iron-nickel meteor, which is mostly made of course, iron and nickel. Those are metals. And an iron-nickel meteor usually hits the ground or becomes like a molten ingot before it hits the ground. Either way, these aren't very volatile. They don't really put off a lot of smoke. What you'll see is a lot of sparks and a glowing light. But what it could be, and this is what I pretty much settled on, is cometary particles are usually particles of ice. And when I say ice, I'm not talking about water ice. Normally, we think of ice as either dry ice, which is CO2, or we think of water ice, which is like the ice in our freezer. But the ices that come off of a comet are usually made of frozen, volatile compounds like methane, even octane, or like methylene chloride, or different sorts of solvents. And, of course, out in space, they come from the Oort cloud, which is way, way, way below freezing, down near to almost absolute zero. And when a particle is broken up.
Sorry, Dave, we're kind of losing you, man. Your voice was coming in pretty robotic there. I'm not exactly sure what was going on there. But definitely hang out, fix that problem, and we'll get back to you. But let's go to some other callers calling in. If you got a UFO report you want to share right now, or you want to, chime in on what's going on with the Malaysian flight, the number to call in is 347-934-0378. Let's go to area code 702. Welcome to Third Phase. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hi, my name is Rashida. I'm calling from Vegas.
Yeah, you're calling from Vegas. Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah. I haven't seen any UFOs myself, but I don't know if you guys get into like channeled info, but I heard from a couple of YouTube members that the plane was abducted by Ashtar of the Sirius constellation, and he is holding the plane until the officials, people, the presidents and the people from different countries around the world signed the agreement from the SARA. I don't know if you know what that is. I forgot it's an acronym.
We got Dr. J right here at Third Phase. Dr. J, any insight on what the person's calling in from Vegas is stating here?
Not exactly, except that what she's saying is definitely in line with what's happening in general, where the more experiences are happening to people, people who are not having experiences are becoming more aware of what's the spiritual world, the paranormal world, the fact that we are not alone on the UFO level, and so much more. And I think right now our time in general, because of the technology, because of the open minds from everybody, and because of the amount of activity ranging from fallen angels to ghosts to demons to black magic to ETs to extra-dimensional and all that, and the catastrophes on Earth, that the extreme weather, I think we are truly witnessing a humongous change right now. And it's very possible that this Malaysian flight 370 is something that's going to lead to disclosure. It's a very big possibility because that might be the catalyst for something.
Well, the theories, I've heard theories about, I think you might be referring to the Galactic Federation of Light caller from Vegas about, that I was reading through the chat lines as well that, they were abducted by, the Galactic Federation of Light. We're not exactly sure what's going on. We just know that there's a mystery and it's huge and there's possibilities. And, ET's guaranteed out there, and there's a possibility that ET could have been involved. But then there could have been, all kinds of other, reasons behind the disappearance. What do you think deep in your heart is going on? Do you think the passengers are still with us? 702 from Vegas.
The reason that it makes sense to me is because they just vanished. There's no wreckage. There's nothing from the black box. I mean, there's nothing. They just disappeared. And other information that I've gotten from a lot of research, these extraterrestrials that are here to help us, they've been giving us messages and coming down from millennia, is that the things that I've learned, they're corroborating with what's going on. The cabal or the elite, the people that are dominating us. These extraterrestrials are here to help liberate the planet, and it makes sense because also I heard I wrote you guys on your on the message on your Facebook page. I don't know if you got the message yet because I know you get a lot of messages and information, but there's I put a link, not a link, but a title of the YouTube video where there is a cigar-shaped ship over Crimea, and I guess when Putin sent his troops, to go take over or whatever, to attack them, he pulled them back because of the ship. And then there's another video from All That Is channel, says that actually March 13th was disclosure because Ashtar, he sends this message and he's basically saying that ship is worth I don't know how many trillions, and it has the capability to shut down or destroy anything that the world, the earth can make as a weapon. It can't hold up against it at all. So that's why Putin withdrew his troops. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of things happening. It's a whole lot of stuff that's corroborating synchronicities. I think we're really on the verge of finding out the truth. All these extra shows that are coming out on TV about extraterrestrial unsealed files, ancient aliens, alien mysteries. Everything is, the truth is coming out. So sooner or later, I think more sooner we're going to find out what's really going on, and hopefully is going to help us out, and it's going to be the truth. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think the world's excited that disclosure will be coming soon, and then we'll be able to travel space like our imaginations design. It's all about what we could think of and what we could imagine, and once that's imaginable, then it becomes reality. And I think reality is amongst us right now, and disclosure is about to happen. Let's get to some other callers right now. What I want to do is I'm going to open up the lines, and I'm just going to put everybody on. It's going to be a live chat. We got about, a lot of callers, probably over 50 now, but I would like everybody to keep their phones quiet, and, we're going to give it a shot, and let's not get any feedback. Everybody keep quiet, but if anybody wants to chime in, we're going to open up all the lines right now as far as, everything in regards to what's going on around the world with the phenomenon. Everybody's doing a good job keeping their lines quiet.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest. It's one of those things where the first thing I think about is the families. I mean, imagine their sons or daughter or just family members are on this plane, and then it goes missing, and then on top of that, the rumor is that, the possible a UFO is involved. I mean, I can't help but just wonder, what's going through their minds, and honestly just feel for the families that are involved in this whole thing.
That is exactly right. That was the first concern for the families, not ever having to have that, final answer of what happened to their family members. How about you, Dave? What's your theories behind it? I know you've been watching this story pretty closely.
As far as the airliner's concerned?
Yeah.
As far as the airliner's concerned?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right.
What do you think happened to it?
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what I've heard from various sources. The co-pilot's family, I believe it's a co-pilot, his family vanished the day before. Okay, now, did they vanish on their own accord, or did they just vanish? I don't know. But if they vanished on their own accord, that means they had some foreknowledge of what was about to happen. But nobody can find... can you hear me?
You're on, Dave. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Good. Yeah, nobody can find his family. His family just completely vanished. So now, if an extraterrestrial source was responsible for their vanishing, perhaps they would have known that it would be a good idea to take the family as well, so that nobody could question them. But it seems to me, I mean, and honestly, as do we all, I so hope that the plane does reappear. I actually hope that it reappears over some major city and lands in a major city's airport, and the people are allowed to come off the plane and talk about their having vanished. I hope they vanish. I hope they reappear totally fine and healthy and well fed. Maybe if nothing else, maybe they can reappear with missing time, as if maybe they just appeared and not knowing what had happened. But my assumption is that if that did happen, the authorities would take over and keep us from hearing anything about their experience, and that it would be kept from us. But I really hope that this ends up being what we just discussed, an extraterrestrial motivated event. And if it did happen that way, and if we were allowed to at least know about it, that would be disclosure. And why would they do it? To show us they have complete control over what happens. Now we know for a fact that the giant tube, the estimated to be 3,000 feet long tube over Ukraine, was there. That was not a fake video. And why would they be there watching the developments? Well, they're obviously concerned about us. So,
really right about that Ukraine video that's been all over the internet. There's, massive cigar-shaped objects over that part of the region while this is going down with Putin and Crimea and Russia, doing its, maybe rigged politics. Who knows what's going on? And, everybody's keeping an eye on it. Then all of a sudden a Malaysian airline goes missing. People think that's a diversion to what's really going on in the world. And everybody hopes and prays the best case scenario. Aliens did have something to do with it, and, they're reunited with their families. Let's go to another caller calling in. Area code 213. You're live on Third Phase Moon. Tell us where you're calling from and what's your thoughts on the Malaysian flight and your name. 213, you're live, Third Phase.
Oh?
Yep.
I wanted to share something that happened to me maybe 7 years back. I remember I was...
Go ahead, 213. We're listening. Go ahead. What happened to you 7 years ago?
It was maybe 10 o'clock at night, and I happened to have a pool, so it was me and my neighbor, which is actually my best friend. So we were just, relaxing in the pool. Then all of a sudden, it's like if I got some kind of message, telling me, look up, look up. So at that moment, I looked up, and maybe like 15 feet above me, it was just there. It was just hovering over me. It was like, I seen it was a ship. So, but the interesting thing was, it had some kind of design, and the only word that comes to mind is beautiful. It was just a weird design. I was just like, wow. So it was there over us, good 30 seconds.
Wow.
And
then, how close was it to, do you think, while this experience was happening to you? Did it make a noise? Did you, was it?
There was no noise. And it had no lights, but I could clearly see it. So it starts to go. They started going maybe like 5 miles per hour. It was like a glide with no noise. It just kept going, and then it disappeared. And at that moment, I look over at my friend, and in my mind I was like, do you just see what I seen? And it was like self-explanatory. It was just like, we looked at each other, and it was just like, whoa. It was like, did we just see what we seen? It was like, but before that, it wasn't like I told him, hey, look up. No. When it got there, it was like, it just attracted me instantly. I just looked up. It was there. And when it ended, I looked over at my friend. I was like, you see what I see? And he was just like, we were just in shock. Like, we had no words to say. And I've had that in my mind.
Wow, that's, this story is quite, let me say this. It's common, and it's great that you had your friend next to you, because usually when you're with your friends and a UFO encounter is happening right in front of your eyes, you're not talking to your friend at that time. You're transfixed on what you're looking at. And you're not saying, hey, take a look at that UFO. You just basically, you experience it, turn over to your friend and go, did you see exactly what I just saw? And when you see it in their eyes, that they saw the same thing that you just witnessed, then that's pretty much icing on the cake. And hey, man, congratulations for having that experience. I wish you had a camera back on you so you could share it with us at Third Phase. We're looking for the best videos out there. If you capture anything amazing to us. 970, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. Tell us where you're calling from. What's your name?
Hi, Dub. Blake, this is Cecil. I'm calling from Greeley, Colorado.
What's up, Cecil?
Well, I did send you a couple of pictures of something that I captured while I was staying in Denver, Colorado. I'm not sure if you had a chance to review those. Also, there was like a UFO that I actually recorded on video, and I wasn't sure if you had a chance to look at those, but I also recorded an orb-like UFO, really amazing, and it's if you look under UFO or Fallen Angel on YouTube, you might be able to see it. But like I see a lot of these orbs that people record, but the video that I got really is like this thing flew right over us, and I happened to be standing on top of a garage at the time. So it looked like it was like just this huge orb. It looked small from like my standpoint, but if you actually kind of you realize that this thing is pretty big, but it doesn't come out like it's huge on the video, but it's just and that was not even the first sighting that I seen. The first sighting that I ever seen was in Fresno, California, and again, it's kind of weird that every time that I seen this about 3:00 in the morning, and I just woke up out of bed and was staring out the window and looking at the stars, and all of a sudden, just one of these stars looks like somebody just like pulled it down like towards the earth, and as it was coming down, it kind of did like a little spin, and it opened up, and it looked like a perfect, like shiny, like light, like a star almost, but like just really up close, and like everything, like the ground was lit up blue, and like I was just kind of leaning towards the window looking out, and I didn't have a screen, so like when I stuck my head out the window, I'm like, oh my God, what is that? It just like, as fast as it came down, it just kind of closed, and then it looked like a tiny little star, like just kind of floating off. So, you know, I immediately ran outside, was trying to follow it. You know, I didn't have a camera, but I jumped on the roof, and I was trying to watch it, and I just tracked it, and it just kept going until it disappeared. So, you know, pretty like incredible experience that I had, and ever since then, I've always been looking up at the sky, and just that night I happened.
You know, that's what people need to do, is keep looking up in the sky, because if you don't look up, you're not going to see a UFO if you ever wanted to, and you think, I'm never going to see one. Well, if you're not looking up, you won't. And it could take a long time. Let me tell you, it's kind of almost a lottery ticket of having a UFO experience, but I got a feeling it's going to be happening a lot more, and people are going to be winning these tickets around the world more often to have their experience with these extraterrestrials. And let me ask you, Dave, I know we released some photos today on Third Phase of Moon, and I was wondering if you had a chance to take a look at them. One of them was from a girl that's calling in right now, Elizabeth, and then, you know, Ed's photos. I sent you some original photos that Ed supplied to us. I was wondering that you were saying that, you know, you think that there's Photoshop involvement. Did you find out anything different when you looked at the original photos?
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't seen the girl, Elizabeth, I think. I haven't seen her photos yet, and I am dying to see them, and I'll see those as soon as I possibly can. But as far as Ed's photos are concerned, and I think they're very interesting, they look fantastic. I have a problem with the fact that they have what appears to be thrusters coming out the bottom or the backside of the craft. I also have a problem with the fact the craft has so many protuberances, like it has has extremities that look like tubes or pipes that are coming off or cables that are coming off of it. And from what I understand, and I am a big follower of Stephen Greer, and I understand Stephen Greer has a lot of a lot of people really don't believe Stephen Greer's, all ETs are good sort of attitude that he has. But what I understand as far as from what Bob Lazar has said and as Stephen Greer has said, these craft propel themselves using a electrostatic electrogravitic is what Stephen Greer calls it, means of propulsion. And these, have you ever seen a superconductor or superconductive disc floating above a tabletop? I'm sure you have, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And let's explain to everybody listening right now Dr. Greer's theory about, Stephen Greer's saying that, there's military black operations that do these false flag abductions, convincing people that they're being abducted aliens with genetically engineered humans who, mimic and look like aliens. Go ahead, Dave.
Right. Okay. Well, what he says is that these discs, which we mostly see discs, and we sometimes see tubes. We see tubes like long and elongated cigar-shaped tubes. Mostly they're discs. These discs are what would be most accurately described as ultra-conductive capacitors. Now, we have capacitors in our cell phones, in our radios. These mechanisms have taken the place of what would have been in the old days diodes and triode tubes. Like in the old-style TV sets, you'd have just a tube that would be fluctuating with a certain voltage. And these tubes would be responding to the radio waves coming in for the television signals. But today we use transistors, and transistors use microvolts, and the old tubes would use volts. And a superconductive capacitor would work on the level of microvolts. Well, the discs themselves are reportedly, according to Stephen Greer and Bob Lazar, the discs are ultra capacitors, and they're charged with billions of volts worth of electricity. As far as we know, as far as we can tell from what these guys say, these craft work on nothing but an electrical system, and the electricity involved is of such a high voltage that they can create around them a toroidal field of electrical energy. Now,
so Dave,
of course,
what you're saying is that these photographs are more of a possibility instead of being extraterrestrial in origin, that it's a man-made kind of technology.
Ed's photographs to me look like really well done, and I'm a special effects artist, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm only judging based on what I have heard from Stephen Greer, Bob Lazar, and others, that these photographs show thruster engines coming out the back end, and they also show protuberances and cables or pipage extending out from the craft. Now, I'm not saying that that I know they're fakes. I'm just putting them in a category of like percentages. I would put Ed's photographs in the percentage of constructed in Maya and composited in After Effects or Nuke or Digital Fusion, as opposed to being real. To me, they appear to be more fakeage, more. It seems to be more of a constructed fake rather than a real thing. And I'm not. There's no way. If they're very well done. So kudos to Ed. If he's faking them, they look great. But the only other problem I have with them is the images themselves have this extremely saturated blue look, and it's very cinematic. It's very well done. If it was done for a film, he would be A++ as far as the quality of the effect. But from what I've seen from what appears to be more real, and I mean honestly, you can take any video camera or any film camera and take any picture of any sky at dusk or at night, you'll never get the ultra saturated blue colors that you get from, say, for example, E.T. When you watch a movie E.T., you'll see that it's been color timed and been pushed to the point where the colors are really dramatic. And they do that in film. They do that cinematically to really push the drama. And his images seem to be so saturated that it really appears to me to be more of a constructed image.
Let me say, I want you to look at Elizabeth's photos that she submitted as well, because you're talking about this blue, colored sky. Elizabeth's are pretty much exactly, the same color that matches Ed's photos. Everybody's got an opinion, and that's what we like. Everybody sharing their, ideas of what's going on with these videos and photos that are, submitted from around the world to Third Phase Moon. Everybody's seeing them live right now. We're showing them right here at Third Phase Radio. We're going to post it up on YouTube. But I wanted to go to, it looks like Seattle, Washington, or Oregon, 530. Welcome to Third Phase Moon. Tell us your name and, you got an opinion on what's going on. Where are you calling from, 530? Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Craig Hyman.
We're doing good.
Hello?
We're doing good. What's going on, man?
I admire your show. It's grown quite a bit. It's definitely noteworthy.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
The subject of interest that I thought I'd bring up is Google Earth. And oddly enough, I have noticed that you guys haven't noticed a lot of the lines that are laying in the ocean. If you back out of Google Earth a little bit and look down into the ocean, coming off the Hawaiian Islands, you could see perfectly straight lines. And that kind of goes with what you guys are talking about with these craft working off of the electromagnetic field of the Earth and the capacitance. And oddly enough, to be a little congenial with that, NASA just launched a telescope that works off of what they're calling, it's not a wormhole, it's stargates. That's what they're calling them. And I submitted a photograph to you guys off of Google Earth with a couple of funny shaped craft flying around, Area 51. There's so many things to look at. I can't even bring them all up. NASA also has a website, too, that allows you to look at the sun. And if you measure a lot of these objects that you can see and pan into, they're mathematically correct. A lot of it works off of pi. Everybody knows 30.14, 22/7, or just 227, however people want to categorize pi. But a lot of the measurements in the craft that are out there really point to those measurements. And I think the last photograph that I sent you, I think it was on Facebook. And I'm not sure if I sent you guys the coordinates, but it's a 2012 or 11 photo. And it shows two different craft. It looks like they're feeding off of each other, kind of like a gyroscope. But that's another, how do I say it, engineering attribute when you look at that. But they're very
that's incredible information. I want to thank everybody that submits their incredible footage and their stories, and that's what it's all about. What I'm going to do is the show's just about getting done, but I want to give everybody one last statement they want to make to the world, because the world's listening right now, and we want your opinion on the UFO phenomenon. So we're going to go down the line, and everybody's going to have their last about 30 seconds of what they want to say about the show and everything else. 970, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that you guys are doing an amazing job putting out these videos, because people really need to be aware of what's really going on out there. I'm not sure if it's extraterrestrial, if it's something spiritual, but there is something definitely going on.
970, thanks a lot for your listening in tonight, and definitely there is something going on, and we're going to be keeping an eye on it very closely. Illustrated, again, for sharing your incredible song, Tidal Wave. We're going to play it at the end of this show, but any last words?
Yeah, of course. I just wanted to, first off, thank you guys so much for having me on and doing the show that you're doing, and it's incredible to just be able to watch videos and, kind of us at the end of the day make the decision on what we think about them. But, to kind of top it off, I hope that we just all get some closure on the Flight 370. And, if it is what we think it might be, then hopefully there's complete disclosure on it.
Illustrated, look forward to your tracks, and we agree with your last statement about the airline. 702, you're on third phase. What's your last words? Go ahead.
Hi, I just want to say thanks to you guys for having this outlet and us be able to share our ideas and thoughts, and, for the open-mindedness of everyone. I think that the paradigm shift of consciousness is quickening and is spreading like wildfire, and eventually it's going to spread through the whole world, and we're going to learn the truth. We're going to be liberated. It's just a matter of time. And it's something to look forward to. It's not anything to be fearful of. And as long as we all vibrate high and think positive, we'll get there sooner. And we all should spread love and support one another. And, yeah, great job. Thanks so much.
Wow, thank you for listening to Third Phase Moon, and you're, welcome to the show, and you're welcome back anytime, Vegas, because, it seems like you're doing your research, and we like your positive attitude on the way this world's going to be going, and I think that's a good place to be. You come back. Area code 818. Any last words? Go ahead.
Oh, is that me?
That's you, Dave.
Is it Dave? Cool.
Yes,
well, like the other two said, thank you very much for having this outlet. You perform a fantastic service. Again, I intended no insult to Ed. I think he does great work. I honestly do, as the last caller said. I hope that the Flight 370 ends up well, and kudos to you, Blake. I hope that you guys, hope the best for both of you and Third Phase of Moon, and you guys do a great job, and I look forward to more fantastic shows in the future.
Dave, appreciate it, and you keep an eye on what's going on, and we'll be looking forward to some more of your analyzations of when we keep sending new footage to analyze. Appreciate it. We'll be talking to you soon, Dave. Let's go to area code 530. Any last statements? Go ahead.
Hey, okay, you guys got me back. Thanks. I just would like to encourage people to really take a look at Google Earth and look at the ocean and the many, many lines that are laying across the ocean that aren't fault quakes that naturally occur from nature. They're obviously other sources, and that's really all I could say. So take a really good look and keep an open mind.
Hey, thanks a lot, man, and we'll be taking a close look at those Google images, and definitely come back and see if you could, find out what these things are. Ask other people what they think these things are. Come on the show. We want to talk about it. 952, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. We're just about to close out, but any last statements? Go ahead.
Hi, Blake. Thanks for having me on. Whoever would like to look at my pictures, that gentleman that does analysis, I would love to send him all my pictures and to prove that they're real. Plus, I don't know how to Photoshop. And I hope that they find the people on the plane, and I hope the best for their families and the best for your show. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks a lot, 952. And you definitely, I think I'll email me request for Dave's address, and if I talk to Dave, I'll definitely forward that to you. Let's go to area code 617. Any last words, Third Phase of Moon? 617. Well, that is we had an incredible show tonight. We had a lot of callers, a lot of testimony, a lot of opinions. Things are going crazy around the world as far as, everything. What is going on? A big ocean, it's a big planet. People are watching the skies. Will Malaysia flight ever show up? I got a feeling it will. That's a prophecy I'll say right now. And, it might not be all that bad after all when we find out what happened because, that's, always having a good attitude and a positive attitude something might come out of it. But let's go to the Tidal Wave soundtrack illustrated sent to us. It's an incredible song, and he's going to be doing an exclusive Third Phase of Moon song. I can't wait for that. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. My name is Blake Cousins, and we'll see everybody again next time.
Somebody sing me to sleep. I want to know why I'm having these dreams. See me back to the earlier days when I was young and I felt brave and I could stand up tall and take anything. I could take a hit from a tidal wave. Now I look at the life we're leading. You gave up, it lost all meaning. I remember the day that you ran away. I remember it hit like a tidal wave. You gave up, it lost tidal wave. Now I look at the life we're leading. You gave up, it lost all meaning. I remember the day that you ran away. I remember it hit like a tidal wave.
LA, and he's an award-winning music artist. And I know you're kind of working on a Third Phase of Moon track, and you just wanted to shout out to Third Phase of Moon, right? You're a UFO believer, and you're kind of inspired in your music through this, the UFO phenomenon.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of picked up an interest with UFOs a couple years ago. I kind of had like a weird, just an experience that kind of made me open my mind up to a lot of different things. And, as a kid, I was always really interested in UFOs. My mom was always watching the History Channel and UFO stuff, and that's what kind of like set the bar for it and started to get me going on it. But, yeah, with my music, it's just I feel like it's more or less one of those things where I have a really open mind about a lot of things, and if anything, I just would want to inspire people to have the same thing as, we don't believe everything, but also keep your mind open to everything type of.
Illustrated, you're exactly right. Keeping an open mind. I think that's what it's all about. We're looking forward to the Third Phase of Moon track you're going to produce. But let's listen to your exclusive tidal wave that you're sharing right now on Third Phase of Moon.
Somebody sing me to sleep. I want to know why I'm having these dreams. Tidal wave. Now I look at the life we're leading. You gave up, it lost all meaning. I remember the day that you ran away. I remember it.
With the Malaysian flight, Inside Edition covered Third Phase of Moon just this Friday and said, look, these guys are following the biggest theories about this alien possible involvement. We're going to stick to that kind of subject matter all the time until the mystery is solved. And by the way, if you like the music you're listening to, you could check it out on iTunes. iTunes, we did the Third Phase of Moon album. It's up. There's going to be a link down below in the commercial. But, the switchboard's filling up, and we need to get to callers basically right now. So, shoot, let's get going. And welcome to Third Phase of Moon. Dr. J, I know you just checked this footage out that we just got permission to go with. What do you think this is?
I don't know. This is extremely bizarre. At first, as I was watching it, and I see this dark object or whatever was causing some sort of fire to create a smoke trail like that, I figured it could be anything from an asteroid, a small one, or meteorite, or maybe it was a part of the space station coming in, or maybe the secret space program that is going on. Maybe they had a tragedy. But then as the video continued to progress, Blake, I realized that it's not moving, and that's where it really struck me as odd. I don't know what to say. It makes no sense at all.
this is, big footage that's making the rounds, and we're happy to share it on Third Phase Moon. And I know people will have comments when we put this up on YouTube. I'm going to be getting hopefully some more comments of what people think and what's going on in this video. We're getting pictures from around the world, and I know we have Elizabeth, I think, joining us, who just submitted some photos recently via my Gmail, and we shared it on our YouTube channel.
Like a tidal wave.
Let me ask you, did you ever have a UFO encounter yourself as we listened to your, incredible song, Tidal Wave?
I know that you guys had a big part in Robert Bingham's success, and I actually went out to one of his summonings, and it happened to be, unfortunately, a cloudy day, and we didn't see anything. But I want to go check out another one of his, so I haven't completely written him off. I want to experience that for myself. I've been trying to get my manager to come along with me too. He's not the biggest believer about it, but I'm trying to convince him.
Yeah, Illustrated. I know the Robert Bingham, the story and the continuing enigma behind his abilities to summon UFOs is, something to. Elizabeth, you with us?
Yep.
Elizabeth, tell me about these photos that you just submitted the past couple days. I know you just shot some more last night, and we're going to be sharing them on this radio show.
Well, they're the same ones I've been trying to catch for the last 5-6 months now. They're getting closer almost on a daily basis. I finally caught them. I mean, I'm not good at taking pictures, and my videos are not very good. People give me recommendations, but when you're walking down the street and all of a sudden they come at you, you don't have time to brace yourself or get a tripod out or, everyone's suggestions. But just trying to do my best and trying to catch them.
Elizabeth, you're doing a good job, on location capturing these things. They have this shaped structure to these in these images that you're capturing. And, again, we want people to chime in on what they think these photographs are. What are these? And you were saying that they weren't making any noise in your email, and definitely it seems like a structured craft in midair. Let's get to some other callers calling in right now live to Third Phase Moon. I think we got area code 361 joining us. Welcome to Third Phase. You're live. 361, you're live, Third Phase of Moon.
Hey, Blake, what's up, man? This is
Sorry, man, I missed you. Who is it? Go ahead.
This is Sean from Illustrated. How you doing?
Hey, Sean, doing good, man. Welcome to the show. We have, Illustrated joining us all the way from... from around the world right now. YouTube, Third Phase of Moon. The number to call in is 347-934-0378. You're looking at video that was sent to us at third phase, and we wanted to share Bruce York, his footage, incredible, shot in Oxford, Maine. And it's about, shot 2/18/2014, and it's about 5 p.m. approximately, and, something big is coming out of the sky. Was this something that was a life changer, a global event that maybe possibly was diverted by alien, intervention? This thing pretty much stops as it looks like, an asteroid hurtling towards Earth, and then all of a sudden it just basically stands still. Can you tell me what this is, people? The video I sent, it's on the chat right now. We're live on the radio. I want people's opinions of, Bruce York's incredible footage, and I'm hoping that he could join us on the radio tonight. I invited him to speak with us at Third Phase of Moon Live, but people are calling in from around the world. There's a lot on the table tonight. The missing Malaysian flight 370 is still the enigma of the world. What is going on?